Hey everyone, I know I wanted to do more than just talk about this anime, but my illness late last month cost me a lot of progress I'm trying to make up for. Rest assured, there's my other projects the moment they're done. In the meantime, I thought I would do my follow up with it anyway, now that the most recent arc in my proxy, the main storyline of Horizons, has concluded. Here is a look at Pokémon Horizons 3 years later. I deliberately waited until the second half of Rise Again was available to even watch it, let alone address it. In hindsight, it was the right decision. I was honestly expecting the multi-part finale to be worse than it actually was. There were admittedly moments off model animation and decisions in the story I would have handled differently, but on the whole, it did conclude the arc in a satisfactory manner, Spinell's fate accepted. Overall, I found Rise Again to be a much better arc than Mega Voltage, and a decent conclusion to the main storyline of Horizons. With that established, there's a lot to unpack surrounding the next story arc. The discourse went all over the place, so I'm going to focus on what's directly in front of me and form my thoughts based on that. So, let's briefly address the next arc Horizons, known as Wonder Voyage. As the Rising Volt tacklers befriend an enigmatic youngster named Navi and her partner Ditto, a new series of challenges await our heroes. Likewise, the promotional images contain story elements from the games on both mobile and the Switch family. Admittedly, using the recent hit Pokemon Pokopia as the basis for a 1 hour special is a good idea. I am less sure about how they'll adapt the box legendaries for Scarlet and Violet, let alone Ogerpon, Loyal 3, or the Ancient Titans. Regarding Koraidon and Miraidon, whether they'll stick to the quote-unquote incident they've been hemming and hawing about or retcon it if it's new storyline. I am particularly puzzled about the inclusion aspects from Pokemon Go, Pokemon Sleep, and Pokemon Unite. I personally prefer Unite got its own OVA, along with aspects of ZA they're hinting at getting its own OVA as opposed to crowbarring them all into Horizons. At this point, I don't know who Horizons is even aimed at. On one hand, you have story threads about how the private sector will do anything to sell products that are overhyped at best and dangerous at worst. On the other, you have a character cooing at Mega Evolutions while dressed as an arena. That's not a particularly huge amount of overlap, actually embodies the problems anime was intended to solve. On that note, I am open to the 1 hour special focus on Pokopia, having logged over 150 hours in that game so far. I am far less certain about the plans to prolong this anime's run for a whole calendar year to come to a Generation 10 delay, let alone do the elements are hinting at justice. Even the Pokopia special comes with more to pressure than was likely imagined. I'm willing to at least speculate, something I very rarely do as opposed to others, that the creators were likely expecting the game would be a modest success like most people did before it launched. They were obviously not expecting it to be the breakout Switch 2 system seller that would normally reserve for mainline entries. Though I am trying to maintain a sense of cautious optimism by way of healthy skepticism, I have no plans to formally cover Wonder Voyage until its first few episodes have debuted. If I had to say right now, I think it should move towards wrapping up Horizon before Winds and Waves debuts. While I cannot say who will be leading the next anime, whether it's an existing character or a whole new one, my gut tells me it won't be a Horizons cast. Either way, we're in uncharted waters. Likewise, I am still aiming to have my review of Terrestrial debut out in summer at the earliest. I have other projects in the wings that I will post as they're ready. That will be all for now. Take care.